This is just a dumb hobby. I don't know why I'm doing this, and surely did not expect that flash forward, I would have done it for 20 years.
This is You Know Too Much.
Welcome to You Know Too Much, the show that teaches you everything you never knew you needed to know about the people, passions, and obsessions shaping our world.
I'm Eva McCloskey.
And I'm Pamala Buzick Kim. We're joined by the legendary Suzy Hotrod.
And trust us, by the end of this episode, you're going to know way too much too. Hey, Suzy.
Hello, happy to share my knowledge with you all. You don't even have to wear a mouth guard. It'll be great.
Perfect. It's ideal. You know, the last time Suzy and I were together was definitely on the track, but let's start off by how you initially found roller derby.
In the year 2004, this was in no smartphone time. Like, I think I had a Nokia, like triple, you hit the letter like 3 times to get to the letter.
Epic.
I was playing in a band, and my band was breaking up, and then I was just playing pickup band stuff, and I met a wonderful woman who was one of the first recruited Gotham Girls Roller Derby players for Gotham Girls Roller Derby. Chassis Crass and CC Bullets, they worked together, and they told me about it, and I said, that's not for me. I can't roller skate, and I don't think so, but I don't know why, but it was the right time. My little band had broken up, and I had a wealth of time on my hands because I had just finished art school, and life without homework was really good to me. So, yeah, it just happened serendipitously. And I surely had many moments where I said, well, this is just a dumb hobby. I don't know why I'm doing this. And surely did not expect that flash forward, I would have done it for 20 years.
You're definitely one of, I think, the most recognizable skaters in the whole world of roller derby and like on Earth, and that comes
So
from
iconic. That's
yeah,
iconic. That's so amazing.
iconic. And nobody else has been in the body issue of ESPN magazine. Nobody else has
Hey.
done like a million things that you've done for derby.
Yeah, I mean, I had been on an airplane like once in my life before roller derby, and then I joined roller derby when I was 23, and then in the course of my career, I have been to like New Zealand, Australia, Colombia. For some reason, we wound up in Finland 3 times. We did pretty good for ourselves.
That's incredible. That's amazing. What is it that you think, what hooked you into roller derby? Like, what was that spark? Because initially you were like, no, no, no. But then what was it that just kind of kept grabbing you?
Community, I think, is really what kept me. And that's how roller derby began, the resurgence in the early aughts. It was a group of bar workers that were like, wouldn't it be funny if we put on roller skates and we played a little roller derby game together? And then they did it. But the fact that they put that much work into learning how to do it, they were like, oh, well, now that we've done all this work, maybe we should stick with this thing and keep it going. So I met people in roller derby that were so different that I never would have been friends with if I wasn't playing roller derby with them. It was people that were not athletes that did it. And that's what made it even crazier because you've got people from all these different walks of life, heavily creatives, and doing this crazy thing that made no sense to be like, okay, everybody's an adult. Let's go on roller skates and start knocking each other over. And somehow it just kind of worked? There's definitely nothing like it.
Yeah,
Nothing like it in the world.
I had a, I didn't know until decades later, but I had a friend I'd grown up with who's actually a district attorney who was in the LA league for a really long time.
Yeah, we're
And
everywhere.
yeah, like what was when you first joined different from when before you retired?
Roller derby is completely different than when I started 20 years ago, and as such, it should be. Like organization is always impressive to me that it still manages to be done mostly by volunteers. Surely, like everything else, roller derby was greatly affected by the pandemic. And so to see it grow and change in the course of 20 years is incredible.
I've seen roller derby. I've watched Eva play. I think the first match I ever went to, she like broke 3 fingers, all the things.
That's a
But
famous story. Eva's had a lot of
Yeah. A lot of
epic
breaks, right?
folklore tales of
yeah.
terror.
But tell me, like, as a player, like, is it super aggressive? Did it turn more aggressive? Were there like rivalries? Like, I need to know the tea.
We've always played highly competitive, whether we were great at the sport or not great at the sport. You wanted to win by the time you put in all the effort to put, you did both the training to play the game and all the production to make the game happen. So surely in the heat of the moment in the game, it was very easy for everyone to compartmentalize all of their friendships and become really aggressive and competitive. That was always normal and one of the things to be celebrated about it because we were mentally mature enough that when it was over, we could get over it and then get back to the fact we all had to like clean up after the game was over. But some people don't even know that it's not fake because they never saw it. Like, they're like, oh, don't you play on a crazy bank track? And are you on rollerblades? And it's like, we're on quad skates.
And there's
We're
an
on a,
alligator pit.
yeah, like we're legitimate sport, just like soccer or hockey. Yes, it's physical. Yes, there's a reason why we have on a helmet and a mouth guard.
Is there offense, defense? Are there moves? Is there a move you're known for? Like what's
Well, I'm very known for hitting people with my butt because they get injured when I hit them. I give them a dead leg. I'm able to hit people like right in the meat of their quad muscles with my butt, and it's painful.
is it like a hip check butt or is it like
Yeah, like you when you're going with speed, you come in at a diagonal, and if your butt is strong and your legs are strong, you use the momentum to smash right into their quads, and that's really painful.
Incredibly painful.
Yeah,
And
they want to say it was you get a dead leg from my ass.
oh
yeah.
my
And Susan
Although that
was a jammer, and those are the skaters who go the fastest and
okay.
race around the track. So it's even more of a surprise to feel the power from someone who's meant to be scoring the points,
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's conceptually strange about the sport of roller derby is that you play offense and defense simultaneously, which is not normal for most sports. So, like, you have each team is a jammer, that's the person that has a star in their helmet. They make points by physically passing someone in the other team. So, at all times, you're helping your person get through and you're stopping their person from getting through. So that means, depending on who's next to you, you have to make critical decisions. Are you helping your person or are you hurting them? Are you finding your teammate and extra hurting their team by doubling up on them, or is one of you running off to play offense? Roller
Okay.
Yeah.
derby is very strategic. And I would say there's a stereotype of women. We overthink and play chess on this game immensely. We've
Okay.
we've come up with every possible scenario and then you'll have a practice where you're like, did we just talk for 30 minutes about every possible scenario? And then you get to the game and you're like, did that happen? I don't know. Like,
Were there some other teams that were known for something? And then what was Gotham sort of known for?
well, I would say annually teams' styles will change because one thing with roller derby is I make a joke that it's like dog years, but in one year, like 7 years worth of changes are going to happen. So when I was at the top of the national global roller derby, when I played like the all-star travel team, like
Yeah.
Gotham was a team that like we always joked like we were just highly defensive and like the point scorer, the jammer kind of had to fend for themselves. But I mean, back in the day, it was like, yeah, you'd be like, oh, that's the team that's scrappy and hits hard. Like that's the team that has more, you know, watch out for that player, like for
Yeah,
sure.
watch
For
out for
sure.
her. She's got a butt that'll take you out.
Um, but way back in the day, there was a move that became like so famous in roller derby, but it only happened like one day, and then that was in the past. Or like the
Right.
very famous time where like Beyond Sleigh like launched the skater like in the air, and they called it the sleigh ride. It's like
Race
very
rocket, right?
yeah, race
Yeah.
rocket. Yeah, it was a very famous moment in roller derby history, but a tiny little crumb in the entire, package. But like famous moments,
We
that was a
practiced
big
those
one.
a lot after seeing it that one time.
We spent like
Unnecessarily
weeks
so.
defending against it.
Yes. Never to be used again.
Yeah, and the other thing about roller derby is I compare it to like if I learned a new language 1 year ahead of you and you'd never spoken it ever, I
Mm.
was like somehow an expert on it, right? Because I had learned it 1 year before you, but it didn't exist last year.
The
Um,
old and wizened wizard.
yeah, which is weird, like social media really wasn't a thing. Like physical paper flyering was still a thing. if I'm like a well-known name in roller derby, I wouldn't be now because I'm too lazy to make like short form content and TikTok and all that other stuff. Like I had
Yeah.
it easy. Like I maybe had to put a sentence on Facebook once. Like, and I didn't even have a phone that could take a photo. Like it was just
It was a
easier.
smaller pool. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there's only one roller derby in a city because it's so difficult to have a roller derby. It's not like a band where there's 50 bands and everybody wants you to come to your show. Like nobody's starting up a roller derby because that is not
Too much work.
easy. Like I gave everything in my life to doing that. Like my job suffered, my relationships suffered. I gave everything and I don't have a regret about it because we accomplished phenomenal things. But
Mhm.
when, you step away and you're on the other side, you're like, how, what? No,
Why and how
it's,
did I ever give this much to
yeah,
something?
it's really crazy to think about, but at least we were effing good at it.
At least,
Yeah.
at least.
Legends, absolute legends. Are there any current players on your radar?
The Gotham Roller Derby, their leader is Yeti or Not Here I Come, and she's such a big ambassador for the sport, like not only playing at the top of her game on the track, but she does a lot for the global community of roller derby. She's a big star, like she's a total big star, and she's earned it by being a hard worker, which is roller derby never had stars that weren't hard workers. I skated with Bonnie Thunders, who's everyone always says like the LeBron James of roller derby. Like Bonnie
Yeah.
Thunders is the best skater that ever played. She is still playing at the highest level of competition over 20 years now. She's
Yeah.
very,
Idiot.
very athletically professional and driven
That's
and
incredible. That's
Committed.
awesome.
very committed.
That's incredible. So are there still just as many teams? Is it still just as active?
So I think that roller derby had its peak during like they call it the Whippet effect, which is right after the Whippet movie came out that Drew Barrymore had made. And I use this example a lot, but like I used to live near a club, and that club would rent their club on Sunday mornings to a church. Because who's using a nightclub on Sunday morning? And this church would come in with a U-Haul and like bring out their giant crucifix and all their religious stuff and have church on Sunday morning. And I was like, this is how we need to do things. Like, so we're sharing spaces and whatever. So, but I mean, if you don't know roller derby, if you look it up, I guarantee you some city close by is going to have it all over the world.
Well, I think this goes back to what you were saying originally of how you got hooked was like kind of the community element is what kind of brought you in. And I think we are sort of going into that period where people are lonely. And I do think people are going to start to, and they do want more IRL things. And so I'm
Mhm.
hoping that maybe this is one of those outlets that people sort of find and kind of build back up.
Yeah, and the other thing about roller derby is you get to be physical and aggressive. And once you partake in a full contact sport, you realize how cathartic it is for your mental health to be able to shove. Because we
Yes.
don't. All we do is push down all day, right?
Mhm.
And like I think a lot of times, I also think that there's a stereotype of like, those women are so strong in roller derby, but I actually think that we're not necessarily strong people on the outside. Maybe we need this community to feel safe and strong together in a place where we can be totally free to be aggressive without feeling like it's inappropriate, or maybe we find an aggression that's not really in our personality when we're going to work. Like I could say, I think some of my teammates, they're not like aggressive climb the ladder types. They're mild-mannered, quiet workers, like but then when we get this scenario where we get to like be physical and let it out and like the being able to play a sport and be sweaty is really special because after I stopped doing it, I wasn't getting that fulfillment from going to a gym class.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. No, never.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that can compare to the physicality of roller derby. You
Yeah,
know,
and just like talking to my teammates, like you don't go to a gym class to be like, how was your day? How's your partner? What's new at work? Like you don't
yeah.
talk to the people at the gym. You get in, you get out, and you just want to like burn your calories and be done. But roller
Mhm.
derby, for some reason, you didn't mind being there. And like in between doing a set of push-ups, you'd be like, how is your family? You know?
Right, right. Yes. And then that leads you to 20 years later going to the weddings and births and life celebrations of some of those people who you
Absolutely.
connect with through that community. Yeah, it's pretty special.
but
Aw.
you have to give the time to get it.
Yeah,
But it is worth it. But
Yeah, it is.
absolutely.
It is.
Is there anything else that you want to tell us about roller derby land? Is there
well,
anything else we need to know?
I always get excited to tell people that even have a mild interest to just try it because there's a lot of different ways that you can get involved. You could take a once a week basic class. You could donate your time to the league by just helping them make flyers. If you don't want to play roller derby, you can be helping in some volunteer aspect. But I do think if you are looking for community and being connected to something like that lasts forever. So if anyone's even a little bit curious, I say give it a go. It's just funny because you'd think it's just like effing crazy to be like, I'm in my 40s and I'm gonna learn to roller skate. But the people that have that hair, we got you. You're gonna like it. And also, if you're not into playing sports, you might want to consider fostering animals because I really enjoy fostering cats.
I was going to say, is this one behind
out.
you for adoption?
Yeah, this cat is available at Pup Stars in New York City. If they have cats and dogs.
Very sweet. I love
It's
that.
a
And
it's
the
a lot
kitty,
easier to put out a bowl of food once or twice a day than it is to get involved in an entire roller derby career. So that's why now that I'm roller derby retired, feeding a cat is pretty easy. Oh, I
we
have
can do both. We can do
Perfect
both.
transition. And
Yeah,
then
we're just,
another
yeah,
little,
just adjust
little
both.
guy.
Awesome. Much about the wild world of roller derby. And honestly, now I may know too much.
So if you enjoyed our conversation with Suzy, please subscribe, leave us a review, 5 stars only, and share it with someone who'd love it. You can explore more episodes and behind the scenes content at youknowtoomuch.media.
Follow us on
And-
Instagram and YouTube to keep the obsession going. Thank you so much, Suzy.
Thank you, Suzy.
Great. Thank you all.
Appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
Cheers. Bye.